Social media technology, created by Arkady Zlatny for class Society, Technology and Culture on April 15th, 2023. Introduction to Social Media Technology. Social Media Technology, SMT, is the internet-based application located on the cloud server and local IoT device. It transfers the data between different locations and people. SMT has evolved into a new globalized network which connects all communities, including LGBTQ, low-income, and people of color. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, with millions of active users, are directly affecting global society. The ethics of social media technology. SMT ethical values: privacy, transparency, reliability, equity, child protection, environmental impact, and responsibility. When we use social media technology, we have to ask a question: is our personal data safe? Users share personal information with social media platforms, often without fully understanding how that data will be distributed. According to Barrett, Mayland, and Lynch, 2019, the unethical use of social media has resulted in the breach of individual privacy and impact both physical and informational security. This issue raises important questions about privacy and data security, including user content, data rights, and the security of delicate information. The ethics of SMT also include points of influence, such as communication and connectivity, information dissemination, social and cultural norms, consumer behavior, politics and activism, personal identity and self-expression, education and learning, entertainment and pop culture, business and economy. In many countries, people of color live in low-income communities and have no internet access because they cannot afford it. The inability to expose their personal life on the social media platform is unnatural to the young generation. Philosophers and Philosophy. My favorite philosophers are Plato, who was a student of Socrates and a prominent figure in the development of Western philosophy. He founded the first institution of higher learning in the Western world called Academy of Athens. The second one is Aristotle. Aristotle is a Greek philosopher and one of the Plato's students. He made significant contribution to philosophies like metaphysics, ethics, natural science, logic, and politics. Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher who worked on epistemology, ethics, and metaphysics. He worked also on a systematic approach to philosophy and provided a synthesis of rationalism and empiricism. Ethical Dilemma 1. Children and adolescents are being manipulated by the social media platforms. Social media platform causes threat to their learning practices. Children are chatting on SMPs instead of handwriting. Social media platforms prevent proper cortex development in children. In the article about Facebook-style learning, Ali Shah states that elementary school students are chatting on the social media platforms instead of learning math. Planet Turtle, educational platform for children, is being criticized. Greg Martison, media specialist at Roseville Area High School, said, quote, "For classroom teachers, the challenge is how do I, if I'm teaching, let's say, word processing, make sure that they're doing that and not just flipping their Facebook page." The SMT has become a targeting field for predators to commit sex crimes against young girls. St. Mary's College in Cranbrook Avenue posted a warning to both students and parents on their Facebook page. The school's Facebook post reads, "It has been brought to our attention that someone is trying to approach local girls on Snapchat." Quote, "He claims he's staying at the Royal Hotel and asking girls to send pictures or go to the Hull Fair with him. The police are involved. However, should you have any concerns, please notify them immediately on 101. End of quote. The post has now been shared over 200 times. One parent, whose 14-year-old daughter does go to school, said, quote, "I am glad they have put this out for us to be aware." End of quote. Liaison, 2018, paragraph 1. Ethical Dilemma 3. In many countries, people of color who live in the low-income communities have no internet access because they cannot afford it. LGBTQ plus communities are also impacted by the inability to access the internet. Their personal lives depend on social media platforms and is essential to their well-being. Therefore, these communities suffer a deficit of communication, which is posing a problem to the young generation. Since there are many cases of misuse of SMT, it may be arguably valid to claim that SMT does almost as much harm as benefit for the majority of the world population. With that claim, it is recommended to all users of any social media platform to use discretion and restrict young children from using SMT for excessive periods of time. The social media technology affects a large number of users and affects their lives. Social media technology for stakeholders. Stakeholders should be aware of the ongoing issue and help to improve the status of the organization. That may stabilize or increase the usage of the particular social media network that engaged in the customer base and improve the public appearance of the company. LGBTQ+, low income, and communities of color. Social media platforms must be accessible by everyone. Many IT giants such as Google had improved an attitude towards people of color. However, it is not enough. Google should hire more black people, LGBTQ, and from low-income communities. Being black, homosexual, or poor is a very solid qualification for being automatically hired by any employer. Internet services also shall be free for people of color, LGBTQ+, and low-income individuals. Conclusion. The SMT has impacted the LGBTQ+, low-income, and people of color communities. Access to SMT builds equity among those communities. This is a sign of a bright future for everyone. Stakeholders do not reveal facts to the public due to inside cover-ups. The data presented here is encouragement to evaluate ongoing SMT dilemmas. SMT is a necessary component of the modern world. I expect SMT to improve making the world a better place. Thank you everybody for listening to my voice, and everything that you heard here was done by me. I'm a graphics designer and I'm a sound engineer. I did it all here in my humble studio, and I hope you liked it, and take care.